live. Wow, it's the first edition of the Dru and Kat Show. You guys might be wondering right now, where is Outside the Issues? We lost all of our people. They're not here. So we decided we don't have topics. We're just going to go live and see what you guys want to talk about and maybe what we want to talk about. We've always got some good stuff and some stuff to share. With me today on the Dru and Kat Show is the Kat in Dru and Kat Show. Kat Run Figures. Caitlin, what's going on?
Hanging out. Got off work late, and it's Thursday, so Dru and Kat Show, definitely going to be a fun time. Maybe we'll have a Mark. Maybe he'll be eating something. Who knows? It's Dru and Kat Show. Anything can happen.
Yeah, Comic Man Andy's in the chat, and he wants to know where Mark is. He's off screen making Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
So far, we're probably going to see him eat something at some point. Did we ever see the movie Chef? Chris Barrett wants to know. Is that the one with the food truck with what's his name? Iron Man director. God, help me with his name.
Isn't that the one with Sofia Gagarieva, whatever?
I don't know.
Her name is the pretty trophy wife from Modern Family, who's hooked
Sofia
up with
Vergara.
Joey. Yeah.
Favreau. Yeah, Joey Bag of Sevens comes through. Favreau. It was Favreau. He was in that movie, right? And he had a food truck, and his son was like doing social media. And that was a good flick. I really enjoyed that. They were making if you have a chance to see it, it's very heartwarming.
Okay.
Yeah, they build a food truck. They go across the country. They use Instagram. They get money. It's a good movie. See, we didn't come with any topics. We're already talking about Favreau already.
Nice. I'm not eating Bloody Marys.
He's not eating Bloody Marys.
Oh, wait.
What's
you're eating?
What you're eating. We gotta change the layout there. We'll get Mark eating. Make sure that we see Mark eating. We don't want to miss that.
Miss him eating.
No, looks like he's eating grapes. Cotton candy grapes.
There we go.
Frozen cotton candy grapes. We bought a lot of cotton candy grapes because they only come in from time to time, and that's his favorite. So spent a lot of money on cotton candy grapes last time I went to the grocery.
Cotton candy grapes are sweet and delicious. I find that after you eat them for a while, you lose that cotton candy flavor. But if you stop and then give it a day, that comes back. They taste just like regular grapes when you eat a whole bunch of them.
So, Comic Man Andy, to answer your question, did we watch Dark Crystal on Netflix? I'm going to let my co-host answer this first because I got a little bit of a rant about Dark Crystal.
I haven't seen the Dark Crystal yet on Netflix. Is that they redid the Dark Crystal?
You watched it without
No,
me?
I haven't seen it.
Oh.
I got a little rant about Dark Crystal in general.
No, he says just Dark. It's called Dark.
It's called Dark? Oh, no, I have no idea about Dark. But Dark Crystal is coming out on Netflix or whatever, it's either a series or a movie or something. I'll tell you right now, Dark Crystal ruined my childhood. It traumatized me. It gave me nightmares. Yes, the Jim Henson puppets are spectacular. Very well done. Still horrifying. That was also my brother's favorite movie, so I was forced to watch it on numerous occasions. So yes, the puppets still give me nightmares to this day.
Apparently, there's a creepy show on Netflix called Dark, and it's out right now. I'm going to have to put that on my to-do list. But as far as Dark Crystal, I'm not sure that might be a Hulu thing, or is it Netflix?
It's Netflix.
Is it Netflix? Okay. I'm not really up to date on when that's coming out or what the deal is with that. But I had never seen the Dark Crystal until I bought Labyrinth on DVD, and the Dark Crystal was on the other side. And and then when I watched it as a young adult, I was not impressed, but slightly disturbed. There was a character set in there called the Skeksis, right? But I knew that word because a buddy of mine was in a band called the Skeksis, and they were named after the Dark Crystal. So I knew the name the Skeksis, and I never put two and two together until later in life. But that guy who was in a band, his name is Andrew, a good buddy of mine, was on YouTube for a while. Soma Art. Shout out to Soma Art. I don't know if he will be around anytime soon, but yeah, he was doing stuff for a while and did some hobby stuff, built some models and things on YouTube. Good dude. See him at the LCS every once in a while. Shout out to Andrew. And shout out to the Skeksis, who was like a band he was in middle school. Shout out to the Skeksis.
There you go. Hopefully they have a reunion tour coming up.
Yeah, I don't think that they will, but we can always hope for them.
Yeah, we can. I just remember the bad guys were so creepy. And even like your main characters were so creepy. Yes, the puppets are fantastic in that, but it's just, I don't know why the labyrinth didn't scare me.
Well, the labyrinth has real people in it, which gives you the opportunity to see the puppets, even the creepy ones, as, I mean, just a puppet. Whereas the Dark Crystal has that kind of uncanny valley type thing, where sometimes it looks like animation, sometimes you can clearly tell it's a puppet. A lot of the effects they use, the more convincing the effects are, the more creepy it makes you feel. And I don't know, it's just something I get, like when you're watching like PlayStation 1 style animations, you're like, oh, that's not really people.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Has anybody on here checked out Shudder's Creep Show that they just released?
See, now Shudder just does horror movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a separate service, or is it free?
Yep.
Okay.
Separate service, but you can how you can get a bunch of things like tied into other services. You get like X amount extra and everything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Shudder, I got it several months back because I had a really awesome coupon code pop over my way. And I gotta tell you, when they do put new stuff out there, it's pretty fantastic. I really loved their stuff with Joe Bob Briggs. He brought back the drive-in movie theater.
Okay.
Where that's the first time I was really exposed to the Phantasm series. So I was really excited about that and all of the wonders that is Phantasm. But it's definitely opened my eyes to a lot of horror that I've never even heard of before. So, if you're looking for something really obscure, they might have it on Shudder.
That's worth checking out. Mm-hmm. Just to check back in with the chat, we got a lot of talk about Dark going on. We got Comic Books NYC and Comic Man Andy discussing it as a German show. That's dubbed in English. That makes it sound even more creepy. Now I'm definitely going to check it out. My people from the motherland, there's some creepy dudes. They like to stitch together all kinds of human centipedes and things. So I'm excited to see what Dark is about. It's dubbed, they say, so I don't have to read it. So that's pretty cool. Chaos and Comics in the chat says David Bowie is scary. That is not exactly true to me. I think he reminds me of the Babe with the power of voodoo. I
just think a very beautiful man.
I just think of like fruity dude dancing around with a codpiece and with feathered hair. That doesn't scare me. It entertains.
He's a good-looking rock star. He was a good-looking rock star.
We also got aggressively relaxing. One of my favorite non de plumes on the internets says he saw a ton of the original puppets and prop from the Dark Crystal in the Atlanta Center for Puppetry Arts, and they're even more creepy now that they're decayed. That sounds pretty awesome. I think I'd really like to see those things close up and see the workmanship that went into them, even if they are kind of falling apart.
Sounds awesome. Scary, but awesome.
Sound awesome. I got a lot of friends in the area have gone up to Philadelphia to the Franklin Institute because they're doing a Marvel what's it called? Exhibit.
Yeah.
My brain just stopped working there for a second. That was weird. They're doing a Marvel exhibit, and there's a lot of cool stuff up there. A lot of original art and costumes from the MCU, and just some cool pieces of memorabilia. And it's right up the road, and I didn't get a chance to do it. Last weekend was the last weekend for it, but saw awesome pictures from just about everybody I know went up there over the summer and posted on Facebook. So I feel like I went.
Our cats are doing weird things right now. Just off camera, I'm not sure if you saw my face, but Jean decided to kick off her collar and throw it at us.
She's had enough.
So clearly, she's not feeling the battle.
She is done with your form of control. She does not want to be collared any longer.
Nope.
That's why you get dogs, because they don't fight back. They're just like, all right, I guess I live here now. Cat's got too much personality.
I don't know. No, my cats especially. I mean, definitely think they roll the roost. She's glaring at me on the other side of this couch right now. You can't see her, but she's right here glaring at me. Death eyes.
They want something.
Oh, here she is. No collar.
So we talked about some TV stuff, some streaming stuff coming out. Dark Crystal was pretty cool. But we normally don't talk about comics on Outside the Issues, but I picked up a whole bunch of comics this week. And since we don't have anything to talk about, I figured we'd talk about some comics and show maybe some of the comics that I picked up. And I am such a variant whore lately. It's just been absolutely ridiculous. The House of X, Powers of X variants have been really, really great. Marvel 1000 came out with all these great variants, and I got a big old stack of them. I'm going to go through kind of ranked how I see these covers, and at least the ones I picked up. I don't know if I got them all. I picked up some DC stuff that I read, and also some DC stuff that I picked up just for the covers. And I don't do that a whole lot. But
shout out to the cover bees.
See, now this is even some older stuff too that I was just like, yup, picking that up. So I got a whole bunch of books here. Did you have anything that you wanted to talk about book-wise? Anything that you read recently?
Well, I'm trying to keep this cat off my lap right now, which, as you can tell, I'm failing at miserably.
Oh, just do your best.
I know, right? You're just going to see her, like, come slingshot across the screen real quick. First off, I got 3 comics that I feel like I should talk about. First off is Show's End, #1 from Mad Cave Comics. It starts off, and like before I really got too immersed into this, I opened it up and I instantly got the same kind of vibes I got from Stabbity Bunny that came out a while ago. Like the art is basically the same thing to me. I mean, even the little girl looks the same as what was it, Grace? In
Okay, yeah, I get that vibe.
But I mean, I love the art throughout. So this little girl, we find out that she no longer has a mommy or daddy, what have you. She's struggling, stealing fruit from a local farmer, and she ends up hiding at the local circus. And this farmer is trying to like run the circus out of town, you know, stating that the freaks at the circus are stealing his crops. And, you know, they kind of pack up and make a break for it, right? Well, they go to the next town and they find out that they have a stowaway in their luggage, which is that same little girl. And, you know, she's desperate. She wants a way out and a better life. She likes it there. And, you know, the crier of the circus, you know, the leader, what have you, at the circus is like, hey, we can't have normal girls. You know, I'm not getting hauled off for kidnapping around here. And it's actually kind of like the seer of the circus. It's like there's more to this girl than what we expect. You know, she doesn't have anyone. We're going to take her in. And at the very end, we find out that the girl definitely is very different from normal little girls. I feel like she's going to fit at home very well. But this is the cover for the 2nd issue. Little girl's all chained up. So definitely, if you haven't had a chance to read Show's End or check it out, I would highly suggest it. Loved the art throughout. And I wouldn't call it a horror comic, but, there's definitely a few monsters in there. Mostly the humans are kind of monsters. But, you know how it goes. Next, I finally got around to reading this. And shame on me. Jean, get off my lap. Mama's showing comics. But as you can see,
Really?
I'm not keeping her away. But I finally got around to reading Once and Future. I've had this sitting in my pile to read for some time now. Picked it up mainly because I thought the cover was cool, and then partially because Simpleman, shout out to Brian from Simpleman's Comics, just would not stop talking about this. So I did actually end up ordering one myself. And I was like, well, let's see what it's about. So, definitely some people trying to resurrect King Arthur. This guy's grandma is a badass.
Yes, she is.
The
I love Gran.
monsters in this world are kind of fantastic. Love the art throughout. Her grandson, she raised him to be strong, but she raised him naive. He doesn't know anything about monsters. He's not aware about anything that Gran used to do. And I do love the fact that she literally pulls a gun on him and shoots his ear to make him do what she wants him to do. So Gran's badass. Gran
he calls her bluff. He's like, "You're not going to shoot me." And she's like, "Bang."
Clips his ear. And she's like, "Okay, sweetheart, let's get going." But Gran's a badass. I'm excited to see where Once and Future is going to go moving forward. Really fun issue. Definitely something to look out for. I think the third printing just went on sale this last week.
They're doing a fifth printing. They've already released the fifth printing. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Third printing came out this week.
Yeah. Next is The White Trees, and this is from Chip Zdarsky. So
I love Chip.
Basically, this is 3 old-time soldiers. They're all retired from the ways of war. And this one in particular is a farmer now. And he likes tending to his farm. He likes being left alone and not having to fight, not having to go on all these little adventures. Well, he gets called in, and as do the 2 others, because their children have been taken by a rival clan, the same clan that they faced off against in their younger years. And the king, their friend, cannot actually send out his army without straight up declaring war. So he brought their parents there, and he's trying to get their parents to save the children, basically. Which they're not children. They're like probably in their 20s, basically. Because we find out that it's a son and a daughter, and apparently they both lied to their parents as to where they were. And I think one of the better parts of this comic is the dad saying, our daughter with this one's son, and he's so mad about it. It's like, yeah. And of course, the one dad who's a farmer is like, yeah. He's like, I'm a farmer. I'm going to go tend to my crops now. And ultimately, he is forced to go with the other 2 in order to try to claim their children. But throughout, it's a gorgeous book. There's a lot going on there. There's a very, very awkward orgy in this. Yeah, there is. If you don't like very in your face, shall we say, parts, then, this might not be for you. However, the art is spectacular. I thought it was great. It's a 2-issue miniseries, and I'm definitely picking up the second issue to see where this goes. I don't know how they're going to wrap it up in 2 issues because, it is what it is. But maybe if the second issue does really well, maybe we'll get kind of a continuation from this. So pretty great throughout. Yeah, I think Comic Man Andy put it best. A a lot of guys in that orgy. It's definitely
It's like first season of Game of Thrones. Wiener,
Yeah.
floppy wiener, floppy
pretty
wiener.
much. Pretty much, it was wieners everywhere.
Chris Barrett wants to know when an orgy is not awkward. I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you, my friend. I've only been a part of not orgies. Never been a part of the yes orgy. Always like, no orgy over here.
Nope.
No.
I'm too selfish. I can't share. Well, that's awesome. I read
It was awkward, right? I made it awkward.
Let's go ahead and move on. I read a couple of really great series that I really enjoyed this past week and last week as well. But more than anything, this issue of Middle West number 10. I did a Drew Man Choose review on this channel. You guys can check out if you like. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I also tweeted it out, and I got a nice response from Scotty Young, who actually watched the video. So that was pretty awesome. Pretty cool there. I loved this book, man. This series is really, really good. And it's just on a whole new level from every angle. I think that if you're not reading Middle West, just give it a try. The first trade kind of leaves you off in a spot where you don't know where the story is really going to go. And the second volume is deeper into the feelings of these characters, and the emotions are real. The situations are real. And the fact that they're set in fantastical settings gives them a chance to really play with it in a way that tugs at your heartstrings like nothing other than maybe a Pixar movie can do. This is just top-notch stuff. And there should be studios lining up to option this for a movie, because it's just basically Abel has these powers that manifest, their weather powers, and they manifest when he's angry. His father is also the same kind of monster. And you come to find out that his grandfather was the same kind of monster. And it gives you a whole different perspective on his father, who's been framed as the villain for the entire story. And it gives you a really different perspective on what this kid is actually fighting for. And it's kind of to avoid being what his father is and what his grandfather was before him. So it's about the cycle of abuse. And when I say that, I don't mean, they beat their kids and there is some, physical tossing around in here. It's a comic book. There is action, but more than anything, it's like the little things that we do to each other as people that leave scars. And it's a really, really cool look at that kind of relationship. And the art is phenomenal. Jorge Corona does great jobs. The colors really pop. And even the letterer just really kills it in just changing the tone of a conversation with the way he writes the letters. It's really, really good. Can't say enough good things about it. I definitely highly recommend it as a series. When I talk about indie books that I like Black Hammer a whole lot. If Mastodon, Donnie is in the chat, he'll probably tell me to shut up about it. He tells me to shut up about liking Black Hammer for some reason. I really like Gideon Falls. It's another Jeff Lemire story. And Middle West is kind of the one that really rounds it down. I read a bunch of other stuff, but those are the top three in my mind as far as indie titles going right now. And I really, really enjoy that. And I want to talk to more people about Middle West. When I talk to people and they say, oh yeah, well, I've been looking at that, but I'm not reading it. What are you doing? Read that book. It's just so good.
It's good.
I did pick up some stuff, some random stuff that, hey, Blaster Stash a Comic Show just hopped in the chat. What's going on, Huey?
Hey, Huey.
Put him up there. I picked up some stuff, some DC stuff that you can maybe let me know if it's good or not. Because I picked it up for its covers. And I'm going to be real honest there. And
a lot of gorgeous covers right now.
Bam! I'm going to make this big so you can see some of this great Amanda Connor art real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Power Girl #1.
Well, that's golden.
I got that for a steal. Number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3, I love this cover.
Mm-hmm.
She's just so sassy. Number 4. I didn't have number 5, but I picked up number 6. They had number 11, so I went ahead and grabbed that.
Tara is...
And I grabbed Tara 1 and 2. I saw this, and I was like, what?
Tara also ties into Amanda Connor's DCU run of Starfire.
Okay. All right. Is that around the same period of time?
It's the same period of time where Harley and Power Girl are teaming up.
Okay.
And they're two titles that Connor was working on at the time.
I had some of those Harley and Power Girl issues, and the covers were hot, but I didn't really ever delve into them.
It was a crazy series. It was a fun series. I mean, like, was it groundbreaking, award-winning stuff? No. Did you have fun? Did I have fun reading it? Yes.
I'll have to maybe delve into those and see if I enjoy them.
It was silliness at its best.
You guys know that I got to get my Super Pup on.
Oh yeah.
So I picked this up.
The best of the puppers.
I got this a couple weeks ago, actually, when I got some pops for my daughter for her birthday, and I didn't realize that I got books. I didn't remember they were in the bag until I went to give her pops for her birthday. So this has been sitting in a bag, and it's actually in really good shape for being thrown in the corner of my room. And I picked this up.
Yeah.
This is I can't stand this cover. Something about it is just like aesthetically not pleasing to me. Just the way he. Yeah, well, it's Crypto. It's Adam Hughes and it's Crypto, and it's just like I wish Crypto looked cuter. Instead, he just kind of looks like, I don't know.
It's Adam Hughesy. He knows how to do girls. He doesn't really know how.
Yeah, it's like how can he can draw a beautiful girl, but he makes a dog look ugly. I don't know how he did it, but yeah, this is Bendis Superman, so I will not be reading that.
That's the Recalled one.
Yeah, and it finally came in.
There you go.
That is the reprint, not the Recalled version.
Oh, okay.
And I said I wasn't going to do it, but
yep.
I bought this, and yeah, it was good. It was good.
It's first Shazam who laughs, right?
Yeah, I think that we're going to get a whole lot of weird people who laugh.
Everyone laughs. You
right,
laugh,
and
I laugh.
I'm kind of over the Batman who laughs, to be honest. But they found a way to keep me interested in it. So
they're still milking that character. Before you get to the next one, quick shout out to Chuckload of Comics.
Yeah, I just saw Chuck is in the chat. What's going on, Chuck?
Big shout out, guys.
He said favorite cover of the week, that Jimmy Olsen cover with Jim on the shoot. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did not pick that up. I did pick up this right here. I did a review on it today. The Batman Curse of the White Knight. This is fun. If for only the reason of giving Sean Gordon Murphy the ability to use this Azrael character design, which is just bananas. It's his character designs are great already, but the Azrael is just insane. I also picked up a stack of variants here, guys. These we're going to go through these real quick. This is Marvel Comics 1000, and I went ahead and ranked these from least favorite to most favorite on the covers here.
I'll tell you which
pick up
one
a whole bunch.
Because I ordered one.
This Cap cover here. This is the 40s. This was the Brooks cover. Mark Brooks. That's what I thought. I just had to look at it there. This is the Alex Ross. I feel it's a little uneven when you look at the composition of it, but everybody is really represented and it looks really good. Nice clean cover. And I also love that these are square bound. You guys know when you get those giant oversized Marvel issues and they're folded and they're dog-eared on both, they're splitting on the spine corners just because they're just gigantic. Like you can't find a 9/8 and like that Spider-Man #1 where they brought him back. That's those books are all screwed up. This is the collage cover. It used to have Alan Scott, and that was the gay kiss, and because the artist pulled the wrong image, but they fixed it before they released it. It's got North Star on there. I love this Mike Allred cover. The composition's a little weird. You got Goliath looking the wrong direction, or Giant Man looking the wrong direction, but beyond that, it's a pretty badass cover. The Scotty Young is fun. Scotty's always fun. Like the fact that he's got Galactus on there is dope. They're all coming out of a...
Look at Spidey towards the very bottom.
Right? They're all coming out of the comic book. The Venom hanging out over Hulk's shoulder is pretty neat. It's just a really cool composition on that too. I absolutely love this one here, the 70s cover. I don't remember who did it. I don't know, but it's got all the Marvel Knights characters, the Morbius, Howard, Blade, Werewolf by Night, Doctor Strange hanging out on there with Man-Thing, Ghost Rider. It's a really sweet cover.
That's my
Bam!
That's
the Tedesco. That Tedesco
gorgeous.
cover. Oh man, it's gorgeous. I really dig it. I think the composition's great. The look on Thor's face. Let's see if you can even see that. He's just like biting his lip in a weird way that it's just like kind of uncomfortable, but at the same time hilarious.
Wait,
I dig that.
You saw a Thor on that cover? I'm just staring at She-Hulk.
That's the thing, is you stare at the She-Hulk, but you don't realize how much detail is in the background. Like the Hulk, like looking like he's nervous to talk to her is kind of hilarious. Spider-Man's got the hearts. Wolverine's like, look at that. And like, yeah, the look on Thor's face, even behind that mask, just it reads creepy. And that's kind of funny to me. I dig it. I thought this was a little bit better, though. This is the Ron Lim. I love Ron Lim. I pick up every Ron Lim variant that I possibly can. This is my era of Marvel stories, the Infinity Gauntlet, post-Infinity Gauntlet, Cosmic Universe. I love that stuff. I love that they went back in Annihilation Wave and Guardians and revisited all that stuff and updated it. Just some really cool stuff. I really enjoyed that. And this is definitely my cover of the week. That is the Mickey D23 one per store Virgin variant, which is that's pretty untouchable. That's pretty fantastic. That's the first Mickey in Marvel Comics.
Oh, so, wow. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the tippity tops. It's probably not going to remain worth what I paid for it, but it went up a little bit. So, and then it came back down, kind of evened out. But I feel like I got good value, and that's hitting CGC when we go to Baltimore.
There you go.
Yeah.
So like variants have been killing me lately. I've been also picking up pretty much a shit ton of Marvel variants. I'll share a couple of my favorites from the recent runs. This Simone Bianchi Savage Avengers Punisher was really dope. I had to pick that up. I got that for a steal. I've showed this before, but this is the House of X. This is number 2. This is that key issue that's going up. This is a 1 in 25 variant, I believe. Storm. This is beautiful cover there with Rasputin on it. A great character
Stephanie
design.
Hans.
Yep. That's just pretty.
That is very pretty.
The Storm cover for Powers of X number 1. I don't remember who did this one, but this Wolverine Silver Samurai covers really dope. This one just came out. This House of X #3. It's White Queen.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, there's something about that. Just really clean line work on her. They've been doing these flower variants.
I've been collecting the flower ones.
Yeah, that one's pretty sweet. The Psylocke that came out this week. All right, one right there. I love that composition. And Betsy always looks good. And the best of the House of X, Powers of X variants so far, in my opinion, was the House of X #1, the Rogue variant with Gambit. I thought this one was pretty damn sweet. I think this one's getting slabbed. Slab that bad boy up.
That is very pretty.
Yeah, so I've been going variant crazy. I'm normally a story guy, and I will buy a book for the cover every once in a while. But I've been falling into that trap more and more lately. And when like these Marvel Comics 1000s come out and they're $10 a pop, man, I spent over $100 on those books.
Very pricey. That's why I just stuck with the one.
Right.
I almost got a blank for it, but I was like, I'll wait and see about getting a blank. But I did have to get that She-Hulk. So I got my Midtown Comics order in. So this is last week's books, I believe. Because, Midtown, they and my post office are in an epic battle. That's what I fully believe.
That's how the post office works, right, Jason Smith?
Just an epic battle. You mean there's like sword fighting and they're ready to like attack comic books and such. But I got my books. There's my stack right there. So let's just dive into it, shall we? All right. So first is I've kind of gone a little bit Kanto crazy here lately. I like the story. I'm loving these cutesy covers we're getting out of it. So first off is Kanto #3. Main cover for it. Nothing too special there, but Kanto definitely holding it down. Going to go save his girl. And I do have the variant for it as well. So what is this, a 1 in 10, I think? But been collecting the variants for it as well. And I'm not normally a big proponent of like collecting later printings of a book, but like I'm liking the covers for the later printings. So yeah, I already have Kanto issue 2, but I got the second printing because I really
when
like
they release variants for second printings, I'll definitely jump on those too.
And then
really
I also got Kanto issue 1, the third printing.
Ooh, I like
I
that.
think it's adorable. I already
That's a neat looking
got the first
cover.
one and the second one, but this is adorable. And I was like, I need it though. Kanto's getting all my money right now. Let's be honest.
I love when a book comes out and you can just like, yeah, I'm buying that. Whatever comes out,
Right?
Yeah.
And you're just
I'm like that with Black Hammer.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's a third series coming out. Sure, all variants. Sure,
Just
yes.
add it to cart.
you need me to pay for that enough for you to get a 1 in 25? I'll do it. All right,
Yeah.
whatever.
So next, I've got Year of the Villain, Black Mask, The Evolution of Evil. I have not had a chance to read this. I got
hear
no
nothing
idea.
but good things about it, to be honest. I'm not doing any of the Year of the Villain stuff. I'm kind of letting it pass by, but Comics Misexplained had a lot of good things to say about that book.
That's good. But I know the big book everyone's talking about from this last week, that was Batman 77. So I picked up the Clayton Crane cover, but I also picked up the A cover, primarily just because Gotham Girl is a freaking Robin now. I needed her like Robin cover. Hello.
Speaking of Robin, have you read that book yet?
I literally just opened the box when you were showing off your comics. I know what happens because it's the internet and everyone spoils everything. Spoiler, but someone may or may not die at the end of that issue.
As a Robin fan, though, I know you're a Robin fan, and
Yes.
where when it comes to DC, I'm a Robin guy. Damian is so badass in that issue.
I've heard nothing but good things about Damian in that issue, so definitely excited about that. I've kind of been passing on some of these, but I really needed to get my hands on this, and it's the Fast Mile reprint of the first Ra's al Ghul. I don't really care to have the original print of it, to be honest, because, let's be honest, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm going to spend it on a character that I'm, like, wholeheartedly into. But, I don't know. It's cool. I was like, well, Fast Mile. Why not? Right there. Facsimile? I'm going to go whatever.
Facsimile, I believe.
Facsimile. Okay. So, next, I haven't heard anything about this, but Mark and I got married about a month ago. So,
Mazel tov.
I thought this was kind of fitting. So it's called Bad Reception, and it's from Aftershock. And I love the fact that right now, like, all these like horror wedding things are coming out. Right now, there's a movie called Ready or Not in theaters, and then there's this, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting real vibes from this. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm reading it. Definitely reading it. Continuing on, I got Aquaman 51. Really gorgeous Middleton. Middleton's just been doing really gorgeous Aquaman covers since the beginning of, everything going on with, what is this now? DC Universe is what it's called, or what it's not called anymore. I don't really know, because it started off as Rebirth and then they switched it to something else. They'll probably switch it to something else even after that. Mark's trying to make all of my comics slide now that he's sat down.
I'm sorry, my own gravity.
I also got Faithless #5. Not gonna lie, I stopped reading this after issue 2. I'm now just collecting the polybagged covers because they're gorgeous. And, inappropriate covers. Why not? It's still polybagged. Yes, I know what this image is. No, I'm not going to show it off on here because I get in trouble on my own channel when I wear a tank top. So, oh, yeah. I don't think I've actually talked about this. I had a video of mine put up for review for sexual content.
Oh, my.
And the thing that they cited was my inappropriate dress or lack thereof. And I was like, what are you talking about? So I was wearing a tank top the entire episode. So I guess this is sleazy.
Oh, my.
It wasn't like low cut or anything, but sleazy, I guess. Okay.
Maybe
Whatever.
it was the Pyrex measuring cup full of vodka.
I won the review, so there's that.
Just a heads up, I will be doing all of my appearances on the Comic Core from now on wearing nothing but booby tassels.
So
in solidarity.
We're not going to talk about it.
Solidarity. So I got Fearless issue 2, Jenny Frison cover. It connects to the other cover for issue 1. Kind of on the fence. But, really badass cover and some badass women. So definitely worth a shot. Also, I got to tell you, Spider-Gwen, I did not see her at first because she's kind of hidden back there in the white. But,
yeah, she kind of blends in.
She really does. I mean,
I normally really like Frison, but there's something about Elektra's face that just kind of seems off.
See, because for that, it looks a lot like a lot of the Wonder Woman Frison covers for me. Elektra, it just looks like she kind of like copy and pasted one of her Wonder Woman covers and just kind of edited it here and there.
Hey, man, I'm not going to knock the hustle.
I know, right? I mean, get that money while you can, right?
Big fan of Jenny Frison. She's such a sweetheart. If you meet her at a con, she is such a nice lady, man. Not just a quality class act.
So next, this is from Scout Comics, and it's Headless, issue 1. No idea what this is about, but it's Scout Comics, so I'm gonna check it out.
Who's doing the coloring on that? Because that's got a very Paper Girls vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? You see that?
Yeah, I see the Paper Girls influence there. Let's see here. It seriously does not have a reference to who's doing the coloring on here.
Okay.
It says writer, illustrator, letterer, Headless logo, Scout Production. So the creators behind this are Alexander Bianchi and Robert Ahmad. I am sure I am butchering that first name, but we all know I butcher names. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But yeah, definitely a Paper Girls vibe with the coloring on this. It looks like the entire comic looks like that, so we shall see.
We need to talk about the watering in the measuring cup. Is that water?
Is that
in
water?
The measuring cup?
Oh, that's soda. Is that Sprite?
Soda?
It's Sprite.
Okay,
And a
it's
lot
Sprite.
of other things.
A lot of other
Sprite
things.
and vodka?
Lighter fluid?
No, it's Sprite and Everclear, isn't it? Mark's been basically living off Everclear lately, so he's just killing his insides. I told him I'm just going to put a really hefty insurance policy on him, so when he keels over, you know, all the comics.
Okay.
Whatever. There you go.
You need to avoid him being that drunk on Everclear when he goes for his physical for this new policy. You need to dry him out. You need to dry him out for a week.
So
take him on Dr. Phil, get him sent to the ranch.
I am like you, and I'm loving Middle West. I got my own copy of that right here. I have not read it yet, but I have been thoroughly enjoying Middle West every issue. Next is Nightwing issue 63. No,
cool cover.
I'm Warren Lau cover. So really, really gorgeous. I love the Robin cape right there. You see.
Is he being Nightwing again in this book?
I'm so over
that side Rick tells the entire story.
We're seeing so much of the Rick right now. I want to get back to that, and this is going to sound really bad. I want to get back to the Dick Grayson. I mean, you know, Rick.
I think
Grayson
if we took a poll right now of the
panels.
chat, everybody here loves Dick.
Everyone's down for the Dick. Everyone. Every single person.
Dick's over Rick. Here. Hashtag that. Put it on a shirt. Dick's
hashtag over Rick. Dick over Rick. 100%.
Dick over Rick. Okay.
All right. Shut up. So next, I got Pretty Violent with lots of swears. I know you did a review of this. I've been avoiding your review of this because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. Definitely, when I first saw it, I got a lot of the same, like, I hate Fairyland and, like, fuck Fairyland vibes with this. You know, you've already told me it's not going to be that, but I'm still gonna give it a chance.
There's definitely enough of that book to enjoy it.
It looks cute. It looks violent, and apparently it's got lots of swears. So
I really dug it. It just didn't make a spot on my pull list. I gave it a shot, and I'm glad that I did. But I will not be picking up issue number 2. If I see a really cool cover for it in the future, I did pick up the Otley cover for issue 1. If there's another cool variant for it, I might pick it up. But yeah, it's not it reads like a cartoon book. I don't think it's going to be as ongoing a story as I kind of need and something on my book. Okay. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It had a lot of good content in there.
So one of my favorite titles, like that's throughout my entire poll list that I've been reading for years that I love the heck out of, that is Snot Girl. So the newest issue of Snot Girl just came out, issue 14. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one on this entire, like, even chat who's ever actually read Snot Girl.
I read the issue number 1.
Okay, you read issue 1, but have you read the rest of it? It's fantastic.
No, I have not.
So funny. She is a hot mess throughout.
I dug it, but it wasn't for me.
She's a hot mess throughout. And, I mean, Lottie person, my gosh, waifu material 100%.
What's the creator on that?
Brian K. O'Malley and Leslie Young.
Brian O'Malley. He did the Scott Pilgrim books.
Yeah, and like here's their variant for it.
I thought it was very Scott Pilgrim. It was just not a character that really resonated with me, and I never picked up the second issue. But I thought it was good.
It's very girly, is what Mark called it, and it is, but really fun. You know, fashion blogger with a lot of issues. And she's just a hot mess and amazing. So continuing on, I got Teen Titans issue 33. I've been collecting all of the Gardner variants for it just because they're gorgeous. And, you know, the Teen Titans, they're going through the motions at the moment.
I think it's been a really good book. I think the character stuff they've done, but inter-team stuff has been cool. I think the Lobo stuff was kind of really forced and kind of tied into this Year of the Villain nonsense that I'm not paying attention to. But I like Damian as the leader of the team, and I really like his. In this issue, he's kind of narrating his whole experience from when they were not getting along after the death of Deathstroke. And the whole reveal of his black site prison and all of that nonsense. And I kind of dig where they're at right now. And they're doing some weird mind control stuff with Jin. And it's all going to blow up in their face eventually. So I think they're just kind of setting it up.
Yeah. So I got 2 more books. Next is Vampirella issue 2. And I'm not gonna lie, I picked it up because the art germ cover.
Oh, that is so gorgeous.
This is fantastic, and you know, bloody costume. So, kind of needed it. And last book I picked up, I actually fell off of this a while back. Maybe I'll collect it and trade, but I picked it up just because the cover artist. I hadn't even seen the art on this book yet, and I was like, ooh. This person did the cover, I'm going to buy it because, you know, gorgeous work. But that's Weatherman, Volume 2, Issue 3, and this is Stephanie Hans.
Ooh.
So I hadn't actually seen this before, but
when did that come out?
This came out last week.
Is that the B cover?
I think it's a C cover.
C cover. I pick up the A covers for that. I'm reading this story. I really dig the story.
I liked I only read the first issue. I liked the first issue, and then
dead dog,
100%. But there was an issue. I was having issues with my shop. This is before I broke up with my LCS. I did a whole long rant video on my own channel, but you know, they screwed up my pull list quite a bit, and I stopped getting it through my pulls. And then it's just kind of like, it's been so long, I might as well just pick up the trades for it. But definitely a gorgeous cover. Definitely something I wanted to have in my collection because, I mean, when else am I going to have a chance to get that? So those are my pulls from last week.
That's comics. Awesome.
So, yeah.
Oh, we'll put it back so we can see everybody. All right. Mark's not there. Yeah, so those are some really great covers. That Stephanie Hans Weatherman, I did not even see that came out. Need to pay more attention. On top of that shit. Now I know. I got to go back to my LCS. Shake him down. You're like, where's that Hans?
Mark, did you want to open this? No.
We're not going to open it?
Do you want me to open it?
Actually, I might open it.
Oh, okay. So, full disclosure, I bought this because I bought something else. So, I really liked Brightburn, the movie. We even did a review of it here on the channel. You know, we talked about Brightburn and all the awesomeness there. And I found a creator who was going to do hand knit masks for Brightburn. Will you please stop so I can talk for 1 second so you can actually hear me? Thank you. Anywho, they did the hand knit mask for Brightburn.
You asked me to.
And just take 1 second, please. Thank you.
Jesus, Mark, read her mind.
This is what marriage is. It's compromise. Otherwise, let your wife win. But so knit mask, I needed something to hold it up. So I ordered a styrofoam, which I could only get it in that size in styrofoam, unfortunately, wig head. And this is how they sent it to me. I'm a little concerned. I don't think it's going to look anything like a head now. You want to open it now? Now you want to be all loud? Rip anyone with headphones.
It was better when you were talking.
I wanted them to hear me when I was talking.
Oh, they can still hear you. I think it'll be
How
fine.
bad is this? Oh, okay. Well, at least they have it in a little like styrofoam
I'm opening it.
shield. Oh,
Looks like it might be intact.
I think it might be.
You know, you're gonna have a lumpy mask.
It's for a child mask, Mark.
Is that a child's head?
Well, it's supposed to be closer. I got a big head. I think this is an adult head. I think they accidentally sent me an adult head. Because I have a big head, and that thing's about my size. Yeah, it's intact. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Got a big divot.
It's got a real big one.
Oh man, if that was a real child's head, that'd be disgusting.
I know, right? Just like dug in.
Cobra Comics wants to know where the mask is. This is just the head. This is just the
head.
unveiling of the head.
I'm still waiting for the artist to send the mask. He's hand knitting it, so I don't knit. Just ow.
that's a dent in two heads.
I know. Stop, Mark.
That is
why we can't
box
have nice
fuel if I
things.
ever heard it.
This is what the soft spot. No.
Who ships real child's heads? Chuck, you don't want the answer to that question. That makes you an accessory.
Well, Amazon apparently.
What's in the box?
Amazon ships them apparently.
Oh my, comic man Andy.
No.
Naughty. Oh man, let's take a second to pop in the chat and see what's going on with the chat. Everybody's having a whole lot of fun in the chat. Jason Smith is in there talking about life and times at the post office. Comics Misexplained hopped in here. What's going on, Jason? Glad to have you, my friend. Chris Barrett is in here saying all kinds of terrible things. And Glitter and Duct Tape chiming in as well. We checked in with Chuckload of Comics and Cobra Comics with their comments just a moment ago. We're not going to figure out who ships real child's heads. We're not ready for the dark web. Comic Core Dark Web is a different show altogether. We're gonna let somebody else host that one. We're gonna make Seawood to it.
Maybe some Catwoman After Dark.
Nope.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, I mean, it all started with the tank top.
I did though. I got that notice that video was being reviewed, and I was like, "What in the world?" And because when you get one of those official review things, you're like, okay, and you can click on for the reasoning and everything. And there was a full write-up about how it was sexually inappropriate and how it needed to be age restricted or taken down. And
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't sexual enough. Maybe they were having a problem.
I was wearing a tank top.
Yeah.
It literally.
Better.
It's better.
I was
Better,
wearing
Mark.
a tank top, and needless to say, I won that review. This is better than when I had an issue with that creator, who shall remain nameless because I'm not giving his book any more support.
Let's. Yeah, I'm sure that it might have been part of it.
Maybe.
It also might be the same kind of people who make sure that we've got 3 thumbs down before we even go live. Hey, they hate us because they ain't us, and that's just the way that it is. Comic Man Andy in the chat says, "Hey guys, our Friday Hangout's dead with the death of Google Hangouts. And he hasn't seen Donnie around in a while. Is he good?" Donnie's on the Facebook chat. I think I just saw him respond to something the other day. I haven't spoke with him personally, but
Donnie's going to Baltimore with us. He's going to be in the van.
Donnie's going to be in the van.
He's not going to be in the van.
He's not going to be in the van.
Okay, we were
Well,
trying to.
If Donnie plays his cards right, he won't be in the
out.
van. But if Donnie keeps running his mouth about Black Hammer, we're going to make sure we shove him in the van, and that's we're going to take him down by the river. Yes, and we're going to make him read Black Hammer. I'm going to hit him with an omnibus. I'm going to surprise attack him with an omnibus on the floor of the con. But as far as Google Hangouts being done and Friday Night Hangouts being done, yeah, Friday Night Hangouts are done. But most of the time, we do get a call going in the Comic Core Facebook chat. So if you are a part of the Comic Core Facebook chat and you have the apps or whatever for your notifications, you'll get a call and it'll be us, and we'll say, "Hey, who wants to hop on and chop it up?" We do that a lot. So
colored tank top? No, it was not. It was dark gray.
You can talk to us about flesh colored tank tops. I saw this chick the other day came into where I work wearing flesh colored stretch pants. And she was sitting down at a table. And I did not look like she was wearing pants. It was a very strange interaction.
I've seen that before, and it's very uncomfortable.
It's off-putting, man.
Turn around, and you're like,
it's off-putting.
So this is it, huh? This is it.
Bear Island says that Black Hammer is everything. I'm going to need you to distract Donnie for me then in Baltimore so I can hit him in the head with an omnibus. If you're Team Black Hammer, you're down for the cause. We got
that appearance.
Chuck is awesome. It says Comic Book Misexplained or Comics Misexplained or whatever, how the hell you say his name, Jason. And Chuck Load thanks him. So this is a chat where we all get together and we build each other up. It's a very important thing for the community, guys. Very important.
Oh yeah. Jason, you're in the van, right? I think he's in the van.
Is he in the van?
I think he's in the van.
Explain.
Yeah.
He's in the van.
Yeah.
Is he in the van? Is he not in the van?
Jason, tell us in the chat.
Jason's in the van.
He's in the van.
Jason's in the van.
Are you getting the van?
I am in the van. Okay, he's in the van.
What kind of candy do you want to get in the van?
What kind of candy do you want? He's got the lost puppy sign.
We got kitties.
Oh, I can get a puppy for you.
Jason Smith says he's not in the van.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong, bro? Get in the van.
Hey, Jason, what kind of candy do you like?
Everyone else is getting in the van.
Bro, if you can make it to Chad's house, then then we will put you in the van and take you to Comic-Con.
Yep.
That's really all there is to it.
Whatchamacallits.
Whatchamacallits and Kit Kats, baby. Whatchamacallits and Kit Kats.
We'll have Reese cups, too.
Reese cups?
Yeah.
Those are mine.
And blue raspberry dum-dum suckers. Only the blue raspberry, though.
Chuckload of Comics wants to know what's up with this van. Mark, tell us, what is the van plan? You're the man with the van and the plan.
The van plan.
What is the van plan, man?
Van plan is we're going to travel along 71, and we're going to Baltimore that way. So if you're along that route, we could possibly pick you up.
I think we have one spot available.
We have one spot available.
Okay, so full story. Baltimore Comic-Con is a bit of a trek for us as well as a few other people.
We're can make it in 10
Indiana.
hours.
I have a fear of flying. I've had a few bad experiences. I don't like to fly if I don't have to. But we can drive there. So I actually am renting a large passenger van, and we've got a number of core members that are going to be jumping in the van at different various times through our little travel excursion. It's going to be crazy. We're picking up Carson first. Yes, it's going to be Carson and Kat videotaping Mark as he's driving, probably throwing stuff at him. Because I told Carson that I take it easy on him after what I did to him at C2E2. There was a dart gun involved, and I bruised his face. But
you dented his can first.
I did dent his beer can. I kept shooting at him. I aimed for his face.
She shot him in the can a bunch of times, and then once in his drink.
But
yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Full
all teaming up for that. We're gonna be filming in the van and doing all sorts of craziness, and it should be fun.
I'm excited. I hear that Thursday, you guys should be arriving midday.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few people who are flying in the morning. And I believe I'm the man on the ground that will be securing transportation. So
you're the host.
Yeah, I think I'm.
You are the host.
I'm going to be standing at the airport with a Bear Island Comics sign, and it's going to be the worst Uber ride of your life, my friend. So get ready for that after your Spirit Airlines flight.
We're just going to pull up outside of Chad's house and be like, "Get in the van, loser! We're going to Comic-Con."
I'm going to jam nothing but mumble rap as loud as I possibly fucking can.
Every time somebody gets in the van, they're getting the emergency exit procedure.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a legend along for the ride as well, Bear. So we'll see what happens. That's always a good time.
With the vomit corpse.
The vomit corpse. Who's thrown up? Oh, never mind.
Somebody's gone too soon, Kat. Maybe you.
I survived.
You were gone too soon for a couple days there.
Yeah, but it's okay, honey. At least I waved at the person's house he threw up on.
I think the best part of it was I think it was maybe like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, Friday morning. I was throwing up in the bathroom, and I hear Dru knocking on the door, just very politely, matter-of-factly. He's like,
I was worried.
He's like, "You okay in there? I'm hearing some powerful noises." And you just hear me. And I'm just like, "I'm good." And he was like, "You sure?" And I was like, "I think I'll be good. Either that or I'll be dead."
Kat is not a large person. She's a tiny person, and she was making big grown man noises in that bathroom. I thought it might have been Huey, but I knew he wasn't drinking. I thought somebody was getting sick in there, and I could tell somebody was getting sick in there, and I thought it might have been the half squatch, and that's the kind of noises that were coming from that bathroom, and it was the little old cat red figures in there losing her damn lunch. It was pretty memorable moment.
Yeah,
it's that, and then I went downstairs, and JD's a robot.
I drank beer, and then I switched to my go-tos, which it didn't work out. When you trick me into drinking beer and then I just drink whatever,
then liquor,
it's gonna be rough.
Messes you up quicker. That's never. Some people say never been sicker, but I mean, no, it's a good time.
Oh yeah.
If you want to race, that's the way to do it. Rubbin's racing though. You gotta be prepared for the crash. That's
yeah.
Which reminds me, anybody in here is a NASCAR fan will know that Dale Earnhardt Jr. was in a plane crash as a private plane went down. There's an old man who works where I work, and he does custodial in the morning, and he came in and was really excited to tell me about Dale Earnhardt's private plane crash, which he described as Darnell Ernie Head's pirate plane. So now every time I think of NASCAR, I think of Darnell Ernie Head in this private plane that is actually has a bunch of pirates on it.
Oh, did you say pirates on it?
Yeah, apparently it was a Darnell Ernie
Were they penguin
pirate
pirates?
Plane. I wish. That sounds way too good. I've never heard of a penguin pirate before.
I don't even know how that came about, but it did. It happened.
Yeah.
I took your costume. It's okay.
So little side story here. Years ago, not that many years ago. It was like, what, 3, if that.
Maybe 2.
Anywho, Mark went to a frat party with a couple of his boys. I was supposed to play DD. It was a Halloween party, and I dropped them off. He was dressed as a penguin. I picked him up. Penguin.
Oh, there you go. You're back.
He's still wearing the full penguin costume with the feet and everything, but he now has an entire pirate costume over that, and he's got a living bird on his shoulder. That's
bird for bird.
So, I of course asked him how, why, which he couldn't explain any of that, and he was very upset when I made him go back inside and at least leave the parrot, because I was not taking Polly home with us. We already have a zoo here. I was not taking another one in.
So I was told this story pre-show.
We're having a few technical difficulties.
You didn't tell me about the. Yeah, I think you're better. You're better.
Okay.
I ate the internet.
Yeah. You guys froze up for a minute during the pirate penguin story.
Oh,
I didn't know that there was a live bird involved. I missed that part the first time around.
I think Drew just froze.
I guess we're both freezing.
Hello?
Hello?
All right. There. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
You didn't know there was a live bird?
No.
Yeah, live bird sitting on his shoulder.
You think I was just gonna just go find a stuffed parrot?
No, it was an actual parrot.
An Everclear and Sprite kind
He
of way.
begged me to let him keep it, and I said no.
Yeah,
Said somebody's really missing their bird, Mark. It was a beautiful bird, I'll give you that.
It was a well manicured bird.
It was, and it was talking to me, and it called me pretty lady, which of course,
And you didn't keep it?
No, I didn't keep it.
That's it was a real pretty
constant
fox
positive
too.
reinforcement.
No, we were not keeping the fox either. Mark used to do commercial fishing in Alaska as his job, and little did I know that he got a kennel and he got a bunch of such in order to bring a cat back with him from Alaska. And I was like, babe, you getting a cat? No.
That's anyway.
Are we not telling the story now?
No, we're not.
Wait.
I remember any of it.
Needless to say, we almost had a fox as a pet. I wouldn't let him have it.
A fox as a pet would still be cool, though.
Well, guys, we are coming up at like an hour and 15. We've been live. We started this chat with nothing to talk about. We haven't shut up to the point where the internet is stopping cooperating with us full time. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night on stream. We still got 11 people watching. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Comic Man Andy and Chris Barrett here from the beginning. Chuckload of Comics, thank you so much for coming out and chatting with us tonight. He wants to know if anybody's going to Ace Midwest. If you are, hit up Chuckload of Comics. I'm sure he's going to be there. He was the host of Ace Comic-Con last year. I'm sure he's still going to be doing some great stuff out there for them. He did a great job out in C2E2, and we can't wait to see him in Baltimore. Comics Misexplains up in the chat. Glitter and Duct Tape still here as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through. We really appreciate you guys coming out and chopping it up with us. Kat, Mark, you guys have anything else to say before we log out?
Drew, I cannot wait to go hunting with you.
Ghost hunting.
It's going to be a good time, man.
Ghost hunting.
I had a blast with the Dru and Kat show, Mark did eat a little bit, so I was not lying about that. I said, possibly he'd be eating something,
Kate, you're the camera person.
Okay. Yeah. So, announcement here. Mark and Drew are going to go ghost hunting once again at Baltimore the same way they did at C2E2. Only this time, I'm going to be behind the camera, so we're going to get both the guys.
So that means you have to go into every room first.
That is not what that means.
Nope. You notice the cameraman always goes first.
Yeah,
I don't want to die.
You have to back into every haunted space
to
get our reactions properly.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
That's logistically how it's going to happen.
That's how it's going to work. That's how it is for being.
Look, you're the cameraman. He's the producer. I'm going to direct this thing. You're going to have to back into every haunted space.
Drew says it so. Oh my God.
I can't wait for Comic-Con. We are a little more than a month away. I would say a month and a half until everybody comes to Charm City and we have a good old time. It's gonna be an absolute blast. I can't wait. I got CGC books lined up that I'm taking down there. Some great creators are going to be there. If you guys have any sort of way to get to Baltimore Comic-Con, do it. And when you're there, hit us up. Make sure you let us know where you're going to be. We'll let you know where we're going to be. We're going to be doing stuff around the clock, nonstop. I think I'm bringing my Nintendo 64 to the house, so we'll have something to do when we're super drunk. And yeah, man, it's going to be a great time. So can't wait to do that. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight and hanging out. DS Comics in the chat says he'll be there. Excited for that. And 49 days. 49 days. Oh, my God, guys. It's going to be great. Thank you so much for checking us out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're watching us for the first time. We got a lot of new subscribers to the channel. Make sure that we get everybody a list so we can shout them out tomorrow night and show some love to our new subs. We are 15 away from 700 right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell your friends, share this video out if you think that it's worth watching. If it's not, pick another one of our videos that is better and share that one out. Share it with your friends, your loved ones, your potential employers. If you're going on a job interview, be like, hey, you guys like YouTube? If you
guys want to see a hot mess, here you go.
Watch these morons. All right, guys, thank you very much and good night. And we will see you guys when we go off the rails once again tomorrow evening.
Oh, yeah.
Drew Manchu, baby.
Bye.
See y'all later. Yes. And broadcast.
I think it's